Hello everyone, my name is Yao-Chin Wang. Today, I'd like to share the Donghua Awareness-Illumination chant, which is taught by Chan Master Wanxing from Donghua Monastery, located in Shaoguan, Guangdong Province, China. The presentation will cover the following 4 parts. Firstly, I will talk about what's Donghua Awareness-Illumination chant, which refers to the DAIC. Then we have 3 parts of practices for us to practice the DAIC through the dynamic yoga, the Three-Syllable Mantra, and the static yoga. So first of all, if you want to know more regarding the content of the DAIC, there's a YouTube video covers the presentation from Chan Master Wanxing to talk about the details of Donghua Awareness-Illumination chant. The video was told in Chinese, but we do have the English subtitles with link for you to take a look. And here shows the highlights from Master Wanxing's teaching. So he mentioned about to maintain the awareness illumination status is to guard one's true mind. And we actually can code in different forms where we apply it into different areas of practice. So for example, awareness illumination is called purification if used in contemplating the Buddha's name, or meditative absorption if used in meditation, and tantra if used in mantra chanting. Okay, and among myriad things, only the true mind matters. So, treat everything in life as an object of meditation. Let it be as it is, no conceptualization and no recollection. The mind and the consciousness is fully committed, calm and posed, simple and pure and relaxed. It stays in the awareness illumination state. Though facing everything, it either abides in existence nor falls into non-existence as it returns to the present. This is true monastery. So awareness and illumination are totally 2 different steps. Awareness is step number 1, to be able to stay of being aware. And illumination is step number 2. This is a further step for us to keeping careful watch about something or some thoughts. Okay, so it's pretty much like awareness is the thought that we need to be aware of how we're actually being thinking about or what we are doing right now. And illumination is looking upon something that we are looking into or doing right now, or thinking about deeply into the deeper thoughts and deeper feelings and ideas regarding what we are doing right now. That is, you should be aware of every one of our thoughts or ideas that arises and stirs. At the same time, we should also be able to attend to our thoughts and ideas. When we practice awareness, we are keeping aware of every second of what we are doing, and illumination is looking upon deeply and having a careful watch of what we are doing, what we are thinking every second. Okay, so awareness is to put the thoughts into each of the seconds, and the illumination is having a deeper, careful watching on what we are doing and what we are thinking. By doing so, we can practice the positive and correct thoughts and actions every second, every moment. So a practitioner should be able to stay mindful and illumination. If you claim you can be mindful but not be able to attend to your thoughts, and you allow your thoughts to drift everywhere, that means your effort is not yet sufficient. And when we move into a mature stage, you should be able to attach the state that where we feel duality is empty and the mind is seized. At that time, the entire body mind complex transforms into awareness. So there's no such thing such as that which cognize or that which is cognized or that which attends and that which is attended. So when you close your eyes, you can imagine that the area between your eyeballs is like a television screen. The screen is not there to guard the area between the eyeballs, but through the screen, you can observe the outside world. It's an area for us to practice, to being aware of every second time, every action, every thought that we have, and have a deeper look into it and keeping careful watch about our thoughts, our behaviors, and our awareness. And this is the way how we practice mindfulness. So the techniques of DAIC refers to methods of cultivation. It is said the eyes see no true nature of phenomena, but the consciousness sees. What does the term eyes refers to? It does not merely refer to our eyes and ears, which come with forms and shapes. Yes, the term includes physical organs, but it primarily points to the mind's ears, the inner eyes, and the inner ears. If a person can guard his or her inner ears, inner eyes, and inner mouth, he or she is ready to embark on cultivation. If you can't guard your inner ears, inner eyes, north, tongue, body, and mind, you will have no use for any technique. Although your inner eyes see no phenomena, you must guard your mind and eyes so that they do not wander away. You should not be tempted by wealth, lust, fame, or fortune. You must be in control of them and not be controlled by them. So the key here is to guard our inner eyes, inner ears, inner mouths, to look deeply into how we control our behaviors, our thoughts, and our sensations every second time. As a Buddhist disciple, if you cannot observe your behaviors and thoughts in every moment, you cannot be called a Buddhist disciple. If you can observe your thoughts in every moment, you will not be able to cultivate a pure and clear mind. So, what is a pure and clear mind? What is undefiled as pure? What is undisturbed is clear. A mind that is undefiled and undisturbed is a pure and clear mind. So, what is defilement? If you are attached to it, your mind is defiled. If your mind lingers, it becomes disturbed. But a mind that is undefiled and undisturbed is a pure and clear mind. For example, Many of the worries or stressors that we are facing every day, sometimes because we think too much about what happened in the past, or we worry about what might happen in the future. However, when we waste our time to feel shameful or to feel regret regarding what happened in the past, we are wasting our time and great opportunities to focus on the current moment to create the future. Meanwhile, if we waste our time to worry about the future rather than utilize and cherish the current moment to create the near future, then we're also wasting our time. So in order to have a better life, always have a pure and clear mind. Take every second, every moment as a new start for our life. When we put all our thoughts and actions set back into zero, every second is a new start. When you attain a pure and clear mind, you have reached the highest state as described by the Diamond Sutra, hence the saying, from non-being arises the awakened mind. If you have a mind that is always aware, you will naturally come to the state of non-being. So, Donghua Chan's sense of the mind, here is a saying, constantly guard the pure mind, constantly be aware and unbeating. And in terms of the literature support for Donghua Awareness-Illumination Chan, we have the several sutras listed here, and also the literature from the traditional Buddhist documents to support the teachings of the DAIC. And further, we'd like to talk about why we need to practice the yoga practices and how that might help us in terms of our spiritual, physical, and mental well-being. If you want to enter into meditative concentration, first, you must ensure that the energy channels in your body are unplugged and your breathing is balanced. Also, your body should be saturated with energy channels so much so that they cannot move around inside your body. When the body is wholly occupied by energy channels, it has no space for them to flow around. Only then can you say that you are entering into concentration. So here shows the rotation of the energy within our body. The energy will go around from the front of our body all the way to the back of our body and complete a circle of energy rotation. And the reason why we want to practice the static yoga, or we call the seated meditation, which is because comparing to the stance when we're standing on the ground, the energy flow and the rotation of the energy could actually be accelerated when we sit down and practice as a seated meditation status. Because by doing this type of posture of our body, we can accelerate energy circulation within our body. And also, the more we practice mindfulness and the more we be aware of our thoughts and actions, and the more we accelerate body circulation with the energy circulation, we can exercise and utilize our spiritual system, not just the brain system. And here shows the images of how when we accelerate energy circulation within our body, we can actually also enhance the spiritual system around us. And in order to practice the spiritual system, we have heard about several Dharma teachings and thoughts for us to practice mindfulness and to improve awareness and illumination. And several documents from Buddhist sutras also told us regarding the different levels of dhyana. We have first, second, third, and fourth dhyanas, and also we have different practices of the mindfulness actions, such as the dynamic yoga and static yoga. And in terms of the intensity of practice, we can see some teachings on YouTube talking about a 5 minutes guided meditation, or sometimes in a traditional Buddhist approach, we have 7-day Chan meditation sessions or even longer. Okay, but at least you practice 5 minutes or more per day, you will gradually see the improvement of your physical and mental well-being. All right, then the next step, we will talk about the dynamic yoga, which is a great exercise for us to improve the energy circulation within our body. And here you can see a video on YouTube with a link for you to learn how to do the dynamic yoga with teaching from Chan Master Wanxing. And the follow-up slide shows the details regarding how we need to practice each of the actions. First, Avalokiteshvara, inviting sages. Here is the name of this action. So first of all, keep your feet together, lower your shoulders, and bend your waist backward, and at the same time, extend your arms with palm open. Then left and right hands each grab an edge of the universe. Then push your hands toward each other. Place your hands together above your head, and then press your feet down. Stretch your joint palms toward the sky. Hold your breath. Hold it until you can no longer hold it. And visualize the cosmic energy being poured into the crown of your head, moving past the area between your eyeballs, nose bridge, and chin, and flatten your palms facing down. At the same time, breath out. Bend your body backward and breath in at the same time. That's the key. And you repeat this practice for 9 times. So here shows the detailed instructions regarding how you complete this practice. And the stance is that you keep both feet together. If your legs are hobo, you can keep them slightly apart. If you still can't maintain your balance, turn your feet outward with 8 inches between your 2 sets of toes and 2 inches between your heels. And here are the key learning points. First of all, visualization as instructed is a must. You need to visualize that you are holding the edge of the universe, then holding all the energy into an energy ball, then try to visualize that, try to think about, the energy ball actually pour into your head, okay? And avoid extending the head and arms fully. You need to keep them slightly bent. and press the chin down toward your chest as much as you can. Okay. And the next one is called upon spreading wings. And here shows the steps of the practice from the photos. And when you breathe in, use your shoulders to lift your elbows, which lift your hands. Focus your mind on the index fingers. Visualize yourself inhaling like a giant pen. Exhale, and dropping your arms. Heels are lowered to the ground. Lift your heels and breathe in at the same time. Use your shoulders, lift your elbows, which lift your hands. Hold the posture for 3 to 5 seconds. Keep breathing in until you can no longer breathe in, and then lower your heels and breathe out at the same time. All right, and so the key learning point is it is important to inhale the air all the way into the dantian, which is a lower abdomen, and exhale fully when lowering both arms. And when you inhale fully and hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds, then slowly drop your arms. Okay. And the next practice called the river halting and the turning. So move the left foot away from the right foot. When you do this posture, you feel like your body is like an X. Okay, then bend your body backward and breathe in at the same time. Okay, so the instruction is lift both arms, bend the body backward, and inhale. Inhale fully, right? And then bend the body forward fiercely. Swing both arms in both between the legs to reach the tailbone. Exhale. You inhale fully. When you lift both arms, bend the body backward, and then bend the body forward fiercely. Swing both arms in between the legs to reach the tailbone. Exhale. And the next one is called circling the universe. So you hold hands together while interlocking fingers. Turn palms outward from the left-hand side. Breath in when start moving the jointed hands bypass your head. And breath in while lifting your jointed hands. Then breath out when pushing down your jointed bent hands. So breath in and then breath out. You breath in and then breath out. So the key learning points are when lifting arms to the left and pressing them down to the right, keep your shoulder joints locked and only move the body with the wrist. And keep both arms fully extended the whole time. And the next one is called rhino gazing at the moon. So first of all, relieve your left hand, left palm facing the sky, and left hand hanging naturally. Then when the left hand is lifted upward, The right hand is lifted upward behind your back, and right hand draws circle, left hand draws circle. Your palm should point toward your body, not pointing outward, and palm pointing inward. This is a little bit complex practice, so it's better for you to watch the video from the YouTube link provided in the previous slide, so that you can have a deeper understanding regarding how the actually being practiced. And the key learning points are: do not extend arms fully, allow some flexibility. And both hands should draw circles in the air when they move, and do not bend your knees. And the next one is called lotus swaying. So move your left feet back together with the right feet and strengthen up your body. Lower your shoulders. First, rotate clockwise, that is, from left to the right. At the same time, you must relax. Breathe naturally. Try moving mainly with your hips. Shoulders rotate in small circles. It is mainly the hips that rotate. Focus on the number of times of clockwise rotations. When rotate counterclockwise for a few times less. For example, if you rotate clockwise 15 times, rotate counterclockwise for 10 times. So the instruction is to rotate your hips clockwise for 15 times, then anti-clockwise for 10 times. Breathe naturally and keep your shoulders steady while you turn. And keep in mind, extend the hips out as far as you can. Strive for big rotations at the beginning. As your inner energy is stimulated, you can change to smaller rotations. The reason is because we know the transmission of energy is actually transmitted through a rotation. So when we rotate our body, it's pretty much like we are receiving or releasing energy with the universe. And the next action is a final action practiced in the dynamic yoga, which is called standing up to the sky. So again, stay with the same stance with the previous one, and breathe in while tiptoeing. Hands are in a scoping gesture. Hands scoping backward, and then draw hands to the front. Okay. Hands are in scoping gesture. Feel like you are holding an energy bar, and then throw the hands to the front. Visualize your hands scoping up an energy ball, then draw the ball to the front. Your shoulders are in fact rotating. Pause for 3 seconds. Press your heels forcefully onto the ground. The key for this movement is to stomp your heels. Do not bend your arms. Keep them straight. Only the shoulders are lifted. Okay. So again, you can watch the YouTube video for the dynamic yoga, so you can get to know the whole process of how you practice this action. And the key learning point is erect the body straight and lift the shoulders as high as you can. And the points to note, first, relax throughout the yoga exercise. Breathe in through nostril and breathe out from the mouth. Make a sound of when exhaling. And breathe in and out fully. Okay. And keep the knees locked throughout the 7 movements. All right. And the next one is called the Three-Syllable Mantra. And we have a video told by Master Wanxing. The video was told with speaking in Chinese. You can watch the YouTube link here to see how Master Wanxing practice and demonstrate the Three-Syllable Mantra. So the Three-Syllable mantras are Om, Ga, and Home. Om is the original sound of the universe, representing the primordial life energy that is inherent of infinite potentialities. From this syllable, the entire phenomenality of the universe is born. Ga is the original sound in the universe, initiating the life energy to take form. It represents the driving force behind the perceptual manifestations of transmigration, life and death, hell and heaven. Home is the original sound in the universe where the dormant energy of life resides. Such energy must be awakened within a practitioner to possibly realize Buddhahood. Those are the definitions and explanations from Master Wanxing for the 3 syllables. So to practice the 3-syllable mantra, first, inhale through the nostrils. Allow the air to sink into the elixir field, which is also called lower dantian. When you inhale, inhale fully. Then pause for 3 to 5 seconds. Then reciting Om, Ga, or Home one at once. It is not the case that the longer you recite each letter, the better. Determine the length of time based on your own lung capacity. It is good enough if you empty out the air while reciting. For example, inhale, pause for 3 to 5 seconds, then reciting Om. Again, inhale, pause for 3 to 5 seconds, and then Gong. Okay, again, inhale, Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then Then you can repeat Om, Ga, and Hum for many times. All right. And the next one is the static yoga, or sometimes we call it jing gong or da zi, or seated meditation. And here we have a video which shows the teaching from Chan Master Wanxing. He speaks in Chinese, and you can take a look from the link provided for you to watch the video on YouTube. And Donghua static yoga is trained in 3 stages. We adjust the posture, we adjust the breathing, and we adjust the mind. So every time when you've been seated, keep in mind adjusting the posture, adjusting breathing, and adjusting the mind. The 3 stages for you to keep aware of a good quality static yoga or good quality seated meditation. First, posture. You can start with the training of the easy half lotus or full lotus pose. For half lotus pose, place your left foot on the right thigh. With your right foot pressed down by the left leg. Your left hand holds the right hand on the top, with the thumbs touching each other. Keep your shoulders dropped. And for the full lotus pose, after you have practiced the half lotus pose for some time, you may try the full lotus. Building on the foundation of the half lotus, you pull up the right foot and place it on the left thigh. Your left hand still holds the right hand. Okay. You can place your hands on the knees as well, or you can stack your hands on the lip just below elixir field, or we call it dantian, below dantian, which is area of a few fingers below your navel. Your palms face up with the thumbs gently touched. Your shoulders are naturally relaxed as you draw them slightly back and down. Further, keep your chin tucked in slightly, but do not slouch. Once you have strengthened your back, your whole body leans forward slightly. Usually, when you cross your legs, your hips are tilted backward, and the center of your body rests on your knees. The tailbone and the hips are hanging. Once your spine is elongated, tilt your torso forward slightly, leaving your hips hanging as before. And this is important to choose a good meditation cushion. Especially, you need to have a second stage of the cushion where you can sit on, which could actually help your muscles to be relaxed a lot. As you can see or from the picture on the left-hand side of this slide. And further, if you feel foggy during the sitting meditation, you can open your eyes. Maybe you can place a candle in front of you and just watch the candle. Or you can place, a flower or a light or a picture or something in front of you. Stare at one object, which will help a lot. But if you feel distracted on a particular day, you can keep your eyes closed during meditation. Normally, when young people practice sitting meditation, they do not need to let their tongue touch the upper jaw. However, for those older, they may be able to let their tongue touch the upper jaw. This is because younger people, they have better circulation around the body. And we also know our mouth is pretty much like a gap, for the circulation of the whole body. So older people, they may have a worse body and energy circulation. So putting your tongue touch the upper jaw can actually help fulfilling the gap for the energy rotation. So roll back your tongue and let the bottom of the tongue press against the upper jaw. And usually you can meditate half an hour or an hour after a meal. Okay. So by maintaining a correct posture, the energy and the blood will flow according to their net trajectory, and every breath you take will sink into your elixir field. Next, we talk about breathing. Usually, we inhale with our nose and exhale with our mouth. When the air is inhaled into the north, it passes through the throat into the chest and reaches the elixir field, or we call it the lower dantian. The air should stay in the elixir field for 3 to 5 seconds before it is exhaled. And when we exhale, make sure all of the air in the elixir field is emptied out. So here shows the photo of our body, and this is the elixir field. We inhale fully to the elixir field, hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, and then exhale fully. Okay. If the breath does not sink into the exhale field and stays in the chest only, you will feel an intensifying chill on your back as you sit for longer. If your breath sinks into exhale field, the positive energy will come out of it and flow to your back, with the sensation of the energy in the front sinking and the energy on the back rising, and thereby forming a rotating motion for your energy. And if you talk too much, the energy in your front will leak from your mouth. And that's why sometimes in 7-day meditation retreats, people will be requested to keep silent. Okay. The more the energy in the front sinks, the more the energy rises on the back. When energy rises to the top of the head or the back of the head, we will experience lightning and a thundering in the front where the energy channels burst open. As such, Our posture and breathing determine the essence, energy, and vigor of our body. The third part of adjustments is adjusting the mind. As taught by Chan Master Wanxing, we should collect all of our thoughts on the area between the eyeballs. Through this area, look at the outside world. And when we check the Buddha statue, we do see a dot between the eyeballs. It shows the third eye, and we should be able to see through the third eye. And here are the teachings from Chinese Wanxing. He said, eyes shut, the wisdom eye open, looking straight ahead, possessing the wisdom eye, but no eyeball. Unbeknownst to ordinary people. With one glance, a practitioner says a shirikosan clearly. Pluck out the eyes, stare with eyeballs. Darkness turns into light. Through thick and thin, do not concede until duality is emptied and the self is ceased. Here, darkness turns into light. Sometimes it doesn't mean we must need to see some white light from the third eye to show that we do something correct. It's just a metaphor. It could represent how we gain the insights to think deeply into all the worries, all the problems, all the issues we are facing now. When we actually come down, not thinking or watching simply through our two eyes, we actually could be able to see the reasonings behind the superficial issues, the reasonings behind all the tangible items and things. We can see from the insights, think deeply, being able to recognize all kinds of mechanisms behind life issues, behind all the difficulties. And we know sometimes it's not easy to stay focused. So here's just one technique about visualization. You can visualize a blooming lotus flower on top of your head. Your neck and spine form the stem of the lotus. Your body disappears, completely voided and transforming into a bunch of blossoming lotus flowers. And keep in mind, if your thought arises, let it arise. If the thought goes away, let it go away. As we maintain mindfulness and vigilance, we can see the thoughts, but we do not chase after the thought. That is, we are not participants of the thought. The so-called thoughtlessness does not mean we do not have thoughts arising. On the contrary, when we have thoughts arising, we must remind ourselves that we are not led astray by the thoughts. We are pretty much like a third person to see how the thoughts arrive and how the thoughts go away. We are pretty much like a third person. We do not engage with it. And it's pretty common to have all kinds of thoughts come in and go away. Doesn't matter it's a good thought or a bad thought. It doesn't matter. We need to ignore all kinds of duality or evaluation of the thoughts. Being like a third person. And why should we visualize our head opening up like a blossom lotus? This is because we release our energy to merge inseparably with the information from the outside. Our head is like a tunnel that allows the external energy to enter. The purpose of this kind of visualization is to allow our bodily energy to rise up where it is released from our head. Cultivation should be not easy, not fast. Our spinal cord is a middle channel of the entire body. It is akin to the lotus stem. Our head is the lotus flower bud. And when we have a lot of discursive thoughts, our positive energy is spent and our electromagnetic field is in disarray. This is why it is said that we can collect our minds by talking on a task, by taking on a task. In this vein, we now use Dharma practice to collect our scattered thoughts. Only when a person's body and mind are fused together can he or she open himself or herself up. The purpose of the fusion is to open up oneself. The body and mind fused together. Be an authentic person. Behave as how you really think. In all of the cultivation methods, the first step is for you to collect your mind. Only after you can collect your mind can you open yourself up. Eventually, you will be able to open and retract spontaneously. So, your posture, your breathing, your mind, those are three adjustments that we do during static yoga or during seated meditation. This is all for the presentation of the Donghua Awareness-Illumination chant. I'd like to honor the contribution from the whole team, including Chan Master Wanxing, Buddhist Venerable Huimin, both from Donghua Chan Monastery in Shaoguan, Guangdong, China, and also Jen Chen for her translation of all the teachings from Chan Master Wanxing from Chinese into English. And I'd like to appreciate Diana Wang for her hard work on editing all the translated transcripts. And if you want to know more, please feel free to visit our YouTube channel. The name of our channel is called Donghua Chan Meditation Association USA. And we also have the email address here for you to ask questions and to contact us. Thank you very much. We wish you have a great day.